Today is November 1st. So today was supposed to be the day that food stamps were to get cut off. But I believe it was yesterday morning, two judges made a decision that Trump and his team need to get their shit together and go on that emergency savings and pay these people. So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this. Let me share my page real quick. Hold on, let me go down. Oh shit, my bad. Government order to pay food stamp benefits during shutdown. A federal judge ordered the Trump administration to continue paying for food stamps during the federal shutdown. The Supplemental Neutral Assistance Program, or SNAP, aged roughly 42 million people and was set to run out of funds on Saturday without intervention. The judge ordered uh, the judge ordered this distributing funds as soon as possible. My bad, y'all. So what is that? That's the food stamp one. Let me clear read more. I'm gonna play a video as well, y'all. Federal judge. Federal judge ordered the Trump administration on Friday to continue paying for food stamps during the government shutdown. Sliding with local. What the? Hold on, y'all. I might have to just go to the video. They ain't went. I know I should have went to CNN. Hold on, y'all. My bad. Yeah, hold on. Let me see if a federal judge and let me see if this is it. A judge permanently barred Trump from requiring proof of citizen for voter registration. That ain't shit. Yeah, y'all. I think I'm gonna just play the video. Let me go ahead and play the first video of them talking about it. Let me stop sharing this real quick. I will have to find the other article that they wrote in a minute, y'all. Let me play this first video. Let me find it. Alright, hit them talking about it right here.
A lot of our people can go through the miss of one paycheck, and it's hard for them, but a lot of them can get through it. None of them can get through two paychecks. And so, again, if Democrats don't get their act together very quickly, you're going to see huge problems. And again, I would come to them with a clean heart and say, open up the government, and then let's have a conversation.
So meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, Senate Majority Leader John Thune surprising a lot of people in some ways, pretty forceful. He's a more mild-mannered individual generally, but he was very fired up yesterday and very effective by the estimates. A lot of people watching this, lashing out about Democrats blocking the bills over and over and over again to get the government reopened. Watch this.
SNAP recipients shouldn't go without food. People should be getting paid in this country. And we've tried to do that 13 times. And you voted no 13 times. This isn't a political game. These are real people's lives that we're talking about. And you all have just figured out, 29 days in, that, oh, there might be some consequences. There are people who run out of money.
All right, with that, we bring in House Speaker Mike Johnson. Speaker, very good to have you with us. Thank you for joining us today. You know, it was interesting to me, honestly, as someone who works in this business, that the other networks did not even take the comments that we just heard from the airline executives and from the Vice President of the United States. You might think during this that is something that you would want to take. They talk a lot about leverage on the other side and how they're using the leverage of this moment that they believe they have. And Speaker, I know you've heard this, but let's play call for number 2 to remind folks.
When you reopen the government and we lose our leverage.
Shutdowns are terrible. You know, families that are going to suffer. But it is one of the few leverage times we have.
Frankly, this is our only moment of leverage.
Speaker Johnson, welcome, first of all. Good to have you here, as always, sir. What's going on?
Well, what's going on is that they are prolonging the pain and the hardship of the American people and they're doing it for their own political purposes. They are admitting the quiet part out loud that they're using the American people as leverage. Why, Martha, this is so important. They're trying to show that they're willing to stage a fight against President Trump and Republicans in Congress so that they can make a showing to the far left base of their party. They are worried, as many Americans are, about the rise of Marxism in their party. Chuck Schumer is an old school progressive Democrat, but he's not nearly as far left as Mamdani, who's taking over the city of New York as the mayor very soon, we fear. And he and Hakeem Jeffries are both New Yorkers. They are the top Democrats in both chambers, and they are using this game. Right now, it's a game to them to try to show that they're strong to the far left. And it's hurting real American people, and that's why Leader John Thune and I are so frustrated. We're angered by this. They're not even covering, to your point. The mainstream media is on the side of the Democrats. They're not even covering the hardship that is being felt by people when the Vice President of the United States stands out with some of the top union leaders in America, and those two sides have joined forces to say reopen the government, and the media refuses to cover it. It shows you exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, this is an exchange, though, with Jake Tapper and Democratic Representative Melanie Stansbury, and he pressed her on this. Watch this.
Should the Democratic senators from New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children. This is a choice by the White House.
This is also, Congresswoman, this is also a choice by Senate Democrats to not vote to open the government. Yes, it is.
It's interesting. Over on CNN as well, they showed yesterday that the GOP seems to be benefiting in public opinion from this, that you guys have articulated the stakes better, perhaps. I think that's why you're seeing these numbers change. What do you think the timing is going to look like? And do you believe we're getting towards the end here, Speaker?
Well, I sure hope so. The reason that our numbers are rising is because we are articulating the simple truth. What that Democrat representative said there is absolutely absurd, and even CNN has to say, wait a minute, that's not right. They are the ones that have voted now, between the House and the Senate, 14 times to close the government and impose all this pain on the American people. It's the Republicans who have voted over and over to keep the government open. I think there is a break coming. I think the dynamic will change. I certainly hope so. We pray that's true. That the Democrats will be able to continue to feel the pressure from the American people, from all these voices, even in the moderate and center left, like the unions, who are saying, please do the right thing. Stop playing games. You're hurting real Americans. And break that impasse. We're appealing to whatever moderate and centrist Democrats are left in the Senate to do the right thing, put the politics aside, do the right thing for the people so we can get about our work here again and get the government open.
You know, this question of shedding jobs.
All right, y'all. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep listening to that bullshit. To me, man, I don't. They sit up there and say that shit, all that shit for nothing, man. It's a power game, man. All these people that's in government politics, man, it's a power game, man. The only people that's really that's really doing something, making real money is the billionaires. It's crazy, man, how this world is, man. Like, I think they're really setting us up for another Great Depression with this hunger shit. If it's to happen. Now, like I said, I did find an article where another article. Let me see something real quick. See if I can share it. Is that the right one? Hold on, y'all. That ain't the right one. Fuck. Give me 1 second. Gotta go back. My bad, y'all. All right, y'all. Here we go. So the federal judge in Rhode Island said he will order the Trump administration to continue providing SNAP full benefits despite the government shutdown. The Supplement Neutral Assistance Program benefits 42 million low-income Americans, set to run out November 1st, which is today. However, the Rhode Island State Council of Church the National Council of Nonprofits, and several other nonprofits and mayors filed a federal lawsuit to keep benefits flowing. So I do know that like a whole, I think maybe 25 states filed a lawsuit against Trump and the government for this. The Justice Department lawyers have argued it is impossible to provide partially benefit for the program, which spends up to $9 billion per month from a $5 billion continuance fund. The U.S. District Judge John McClaney said at a hearing on October 31st that he would block the administration from suspending benefits during the shutdown. There is no doubt it is beyond argument that impaired harm will begin to occur if it is already occurred in the terror and it about the ability has caused some people about the ability of funding for food for their family. McLean said during a virtual hearing in a brief written order, McLean told the U.S. Department of Agriculture to use the continuous fund to continue providing benefits. He asked the government to report by noon on November 3rd about the status of this distribution. For now, these families can continue putting food on their table, and thousands of nonprofit food banks, parties, and other organizations across the country can avoid the impossible burden that would have resulted if SNAP benefits had been halted, said Diane Yantel, CEO of the National Council of Nonprofits. A second federal judge in Boston ruled that the government is required to continue providing SNAP benefits, but that she, she would give officials until November 3rd to decide how to do so. U.S. Judge, I ain't finna keep reading all this, y'all. I'm tired of reading. But y'all get the point. So, I don't know what's going to turn out from all this. I'm still just reading the information, y'all. Just trying to get more information on what's going on. I know we talk a lot about the snaps, but you also got people losing their jobs in this situation that we don't talk about a lot. A lot of TSA work. I seen a brother on, I think it was on TikTok on the news that was with TSA, and he was a top ranked TSA officer. I think at the Atlanta airport, and he had to resign because this is the second time that he went through a situation where they're not paying. He went through one in 2016 under the Trump administration. Trump administration has the longest two um, government shutdown run-ins in history, bro. And the only people that's benefit is the people that he's cool with and him and his family. So I know I seen episode of Candace Owens talking about what was going on in Gaza, and don't be surprised if you see like a Trump hotel in Gaza. I don't know what we planning for, but like I said, I know a new world order is coming. Man, what scares me and what worries me is my kids and just trying to make sure. I don't even want to say scare me. I just worry about my kids and what the future holds for them in the society where you got companies, uh, UPS and all these Amazons are laying people off, like thousands and thousands of people off, man. And you got people losing their jobs every day, and they don't know when they're gonna get their next meal, and shit is really just getting rough and rough and rough. And it's a scary situation out here, man. I know this situation, like everything supposed to be like we get on here and be entertained and everything, but when I be outside, man, I be working, I see real life, and that what makes me like be like, all right, this shit could be entertainment, but it's a lot of people really out here that don't know what's going on and don't know the truth and don't really like really research what's going on. They might just really go off what somebody else say or the other information. You got different news people, you got different podcasts out here that just be giving out information. So I try to find different information that I could give out now when I can, as far as what's going on in the government or how do I feel about what's going next. I just seen a deal being made between Trump and the president in China. Uh, that deal, there's a lot more behind that deal that I like to research. If I'm just giving my input on it, like I just said, we are headed for a new world order. Uh, I know Trump's still working with Israel. He just, like I said, Trump is not a king. He's just a puppet running around doing all the shit, all the work. I also heard about them saying that he was going to try to run for a third term, but I also seen a video of him saying that he wouldn't be able to. Uh, what's crazy is I thought he was setting up something for where his son could take over one day. I just see, and I wouldn't be surprised if I'm gone off this earth or whatever one day that Byron Trump won't be president, because there's a book out that was written. Dang, I forgot. It was written, I think, in the 18 before. I know it was before Byron and Trump was even born. About Byron Trump and all the situations. If you read the book and how it was broken down, what said is how everything's filtering out today, which is crazy. A lot of this shit, man, has been like, if you don't believe, if you don't do the research, and you won't even notice that a lot of this shit be being played in our face, bro. They put a lot of this shit in our face, but we don't pay attention to it. We pay attention to the dumb shit that these celebrities be talking about, worrying about their business, not understanding that what the government and everything is doing is will be affecting our business and our lifestyle and how we feed our families. So I really don't be giving a fuck about none of that other shit sometimes. Like, I try to mix it up with my sports, which I am about to get on, and maybe later on. But I want to talk about a situation real quick.